Hi friends, it's Amy. Welcome to my bookish life. Today I'm here at my sister's house. She is currently, her and her family are on vacation, and I come here once a day to feed her cats, and then I chill out on the couch to see if they want to come and get some attention because, you know, they're cats and they decide if they want attention or not. But I thought, since I'm here, I would raid her bookshelves, just the ones that are in our family room. She's got bookshelves all over the place, but I raided the bookshelves in her den and I picked out 3 books and I was going to do a try a chapter because how fun is that? And I might, take these books with me and read them eventually because the ones in her den she's already read and they're like her favorites, She's always really good about sharing with me. So I picked 3 books off of her shelf and I'm going to do a try a chapter. So let's get to it. So we are both members of Book of the Month and we try not to get the same books so that we can share them. And she likes fantasy a lot and I like thriller a lot, but we both like the rom-coms. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you both end up with the same books. But one that she got that I did not get is One to Watch by Kate Stayman London. And I have been wanting to read this one. It's like a reality TV show. And I love books with a reality TV show element. And I don't know why. I don't watch reality TV that often. When I do, I pretty much get hooked on it, and that's maybe why I don't. But I just love it. And I don't know why. I think it's just kind of interesting to get into that. So this is a reality dating show with a plus size female main character. And I just think it would be really fun to read this. This is from June of 2020. So I almost got this then, but I didn't. I got something else. I don't know what. Yeah. Another one that she talks to me all the time about, not all the time, but she's mentioned it to me a lot, is Trouble is a Friend of Mine by Stephanie Trombley. Yeah, Stephanie Trombley. I don't really remember a whole lot of what this is about. But it says, with the wit of Sherlock, the smarts of Veronica Mars, and the humor of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, this is a debut novel you won't want to miss. And please and thank you. I think this is like a YA or new adult. Of course I didn't like Digby when I first met him. No one does. I don't know. I really don't know a whole lot about it, but my sister read it and my nephew read it. They both really like it. So, sticking that on there as well. And the third book that I'm trying is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. This my sister really liked. I have checked it out a couple times and never gotten to it. So I thought that I would at least try a chapter and see how I like it and go from there. So this is my third pick. I'm going to start with One to Watch because that was the first one that I grabbed. I knew right away that I wanted to read this one. So I will read and I'll get back to you. The cats are sitting on the window and they're just both looking outside right now. They're people watching. The dedication says, for Dee Dee, who thinks it wouldn't kill the women on The Bachelor to wear pants to a cocktail party once in a while. Thanks for choosing Dad and me to be your family. But love is blind and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. William Shakespeare. We've all been dumped. We've all fallen for the wrong guy or girl. We've all made mistakes. But we all want that thing at the end. Chris Harrison. I don't know who that is. Who's Chris Harrison? I don't know. Paris, France, 10 years ago prologue. Okay, I got a visitor while I was reading. I read the prologue and a bit of the first chapter of When to Watch by Kate Stayman London, and I really am enjoying this. The prologue is her studying abroad when she's in Paris 10 years before the action starts, and your brother's being naughty. Thor! And while she's there, she is at a flea market. There's a vendor there, and the vendor shows her this cape, and it was out of her price range, and the vendor gives her the cape, and she says, as payment, you just need to tell everybody that you got it from me. And she's like, it does not make sense that you are doing this. And the vendor's like, but it does, because you are somebody who needs to be seen. And I just think that is so beautiful in a way. That started her love of fashion. And so she now is a fashion blogger, and she has millions of views, and really kind of advocates for more of a recognition of plus-sized people in fashion, and being able to find clothes that don't make us look frumpy. And yeah, so that one's really good. I think I'm going to like it when I do get to it. And I'm going to go next with Trouble is a Friend of Mine. She has been talking about this one for a while. She made my nephew read it. My nephew liked it. This is from 2015. So it doesn't say prologue, but it's not part of the action. And it's, of course, I didn't like Digby when I first met him. No one does. He's rude. He doesn't ever take no for an answer, and he treats you like a book he's already read and knows the ending to, even if you yourself didn't yet. Now, if you're a normal 16-year-old like I am, and you spend half your life obsessing about the future and what you're supposed to be, and spend the other half reading about makeup, diets, and all the ways to change who you already are, then the stuff he hits you with is hard to take. Like Digby himself said, the truth is almost always disappointing. So I said I thought this was YA, and that's what it appears to. We have a 16-year-old protagonist, so. First of all, my sister brewed this cold brew coffee, and I have peppermint creamer in it that she left me. She actually made it for herself, but it didn't fit into their cooler, so she said that I could drink it. Nice. Anyway, this is funny. I don't know if all the chapters are this short, but chapter 1 was really short, so I actually started reading chapter 2 as well. So as we read, Zoe is the main character, and she's 16. She's a junior in high school, and she's got this weird friendship with this guy named Digby. Digby, I'm assuming this is supposed to be Digby, but Digby is kind of like the troublemaker guy, and they, through circumstances, end up in a meeting about truancy. Both of them do. And you find out that Digby is at the school. He was at the school before. He left. He was at Texas, and now he's back. And the truancy officer says something about him him having inserted himself in some investigation. So there's some investigation there. And Zoe has some issues with school and those kinds of things. She just doesn't want to go, has some kind of a phobia of school, I guess. I'm not sure, but she likes to not have to go to school. So they convince the guidance counselor, Digby convinces the guidance counselor that he and Zoe need to do this project, and it's like an off-campus work type thing. So in the morning, they work on this project, and then they have in the afternoon, then they go back to school. So that's what's happening. That's as far as I got. The prologue actually starts, I don't know how, it starts kind of at the climax of the story, and she says something about standing next to a building with explosives in it or something. So there's definitely a mystery aspect to this. I think it kind of almost feels like a cozy mystery. I mean, Sherlock, Veronica Mars, you're going to have like a mystery there. And then there's some kind of rule, like the Ferris Bueller rule, so that comes into there too. But it's funny, and it's fun so far, and it's not a book that I hear a lot about, so I definitely think this one is going to be staying on my radar. And then The Girl That Drank the Moon is my last one. This was a Newbery Medal winner. And I recently saw Amy from A-Star Reads read this. But basically, there's this community that sacrifices one of its babies every year to the witch in the forest. And the witch cannot figure out why everybody is sacrificing their babies. And she usually picks up the baby and gives the baby to a loving home in a different community. But one year she accidentally feeds the baby moon instead of milk. I don't know. And then she can't do that. So something has to happen there. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. It's kind of interesting. I didn't even do this on purpose, but I picked an adult, a YA, and a middle grade. Chapter 1 is In Which a Story is Told. Yes, there is a witch in the woods. There has always been a witch. Will you stop fidgeting for once? My stars, I have never seen such a fidgety child. Okay, so I read the first 2 chapters. The first chapter is just somebody's telling the story to a child of the witch, and that's like really it. It's kind of I don't know, like you don't know who the child is, and I don't know if it's important who the child is. And then the next chapter is when they are getting ready for the sacrifice, and the mother of the child that's getting sacrificed is very upset that her child is leaving, and they're like, oh, she must be mad. Like, no, actually, she's just losing her child. Weirdos. Anyway, and yeah, so then I started the 3rd chapter because I wanted to meet the witch, right? And I really am liking the 3rd chapter. We have the witch, and she's kind of like running through, and she's talking to this monster, and she's got this like banter between her and this monster, and it's funny. Like, so I really started liking that. There's a couple characters in the 2nd chapter that I know are going to come back around again. That's really interesting to see. I think this would be really good in audio. I know that's how Amy consumed it, and so I think if I am going to continue with this, I would want to find the audio. So we'll see. Of these three, I think the one that I'm most interested in, surprisingly, is Trouble is a Friend of Mine, and then I think One to Watch, and then The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which is not what I would have thought it was going to be, but that's what it is. So I'm probably actually going to text my sister and let her know that I am stealing Trouble is a Friend of Mine. Yeah, I think I'm going to continue with that one because I really was enjoying that one. So we'll see from there. Which one did you think sounded most interesting? I would love to hear from you down in the comments. Let me know. Commenting, liking, and subscribing really help my channel grow, and I really appreciate you for doing that. I hope you're finding something wonderful to read, and until next time, happy reading. Bye!